Hey, there it goes.
Woo.
That's so weird. Okay, that's doing a thing. Come on. It says it's doing a thing. It's doing a thing. It says it's doing a thing. Somebody will say something.
Something,
Hello?
something,
Something.
something, something, something.
You are all so creative.
No, we're just good at following orders.
Aren't you just?
Something, 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 something.
You are all so creative.
Okay, good enough. Let's see. I need to turn myself down a bit. I'm a bit low.
You sound normal.
On YouTube, I sound a little loud.
Gotcha.
La la la.
You should just always be the loudest, right? Isn't that how it goes?
No, no. I drown you guys out sometimes.
That's
Yeah,
impressive.
Well, mad skills. Okay, well, I think we're on the internet. Received $500,000 from Rothan. Thank you. Thanks for my $500,000. Do. First game of 2024.
Woohoo.
Strahd's almost 3-year birthday. That's crazy to think about.
It is crazy.
That means Waterdeep is almost 4 years old.
Wow.
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 That's crazies. Alright, well, let's see if music still works. Sounds good to me. He's got like all kinds of notebooks or something behind his desk there.
Who
One of those
does?
are all notebooks. See if I can. No.
You're like snapshot, enhance, zoom in.
Well, I got this big ass screen. I could literally just make it super big. I can't tell what they are.
Ooh, they look like source books.
Yeah, they do. Well, while we're waiting for Ro, who wants to regale us with what happened last time on Curse of Strahd?
Uh-oh.
My notebook is a couple 100,000 miles away from me.
So you've got
Okay,
this memorized,
got
right?
it.
Yeah. You can take it. Go for it.
I got it. Okay, so we get the egg back to Misery. Misery is queen bitch in the house with all of her crossbow people ready to shoot us. Regier growls whenever he hears his name in his sleep, which is probably totally normal. The ravens have joined up with the silver dragon, and we're allowed to stay and rest temporarily. Valgwyn speaks with Misery about potentially having a plan to lure out the vampire for a place for confrontation. I'm trying to read my own notes. Most of the ravens have been sent out on some sort of assignment when Wit and Jinx are looking for them. Trix and Rothan figure out how to help Trix shrink, which was definitely Rose doing. Godfrey talks to Val in probably one of the scariest things that happened since we started this game. And Valgwyn doesn't know how close he got to death. And where then Rothan decides to tap into his trainer by his teacher mode by teaching the were-ravens, and Trix flirts with Old Man Red. We find out that the water is receding and that there's no tentacles. The water is now mirror still. There's something in the distance flying, which turns out to be the were-ravens coming home. Valgwyn gets the puzzle out and fucks around with it in his forge, and he opens it up and finds a black box essentially for one of the dwarven Gundams, and he finds some connections between the Mordenkainen and these dwarven Gundams, and gives us some sort of direction as to how we might find either Mordenkainen or more dwarven Gundams. The kindness returns. There's a very deep heart-to-heart with Jinx and Wit and Adrian. We find out that Madame Ava has been missing, and no one has seen her for about a month. We get word that Irina has made it through the mist, although nobody knows what that means, and Bellary rolled over in her grave, and that's all I have.
Oh man, poor fucking Val.
Ah,
I gotta tell you, as soon as you sent off that letter, I rolled dice of success. She succeeded. Just was gonna take some time.
yes.
She at least got out. Whether anything else is happening.
Look, that's step one, okay? And Bellary's gonna fulfill her oath from beyond the grave. All right, send a bitch out to get an army, bring it back.
That's funny.
And that's all that I can read of my notes.
My notes. I have like 3 things in there.
A lot from last time.
Well,
Good job.
there's a couple things else, right? Like Rotha noticed a particular smell about Regier, though I don't
Mhm.
believe
The
Rotha
death
has
smell.
shared anything of that with anybody yet.
Yeah. And Val was smithing.
Yep. Valgwyn was making I don't want to use the term mundane, but quick production items,
Making easy shit.
making easy shit at a speed only Valgwyn can do. Mass produced ting 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 dun ting 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 dun ting 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 dun.
Level 100 Smith and Skyrim, it's no problem.
Say it again.
Did you still level 100 Smith and Skyrim? No problem.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's a little higher. He's taken a couple potions. He's got some enchantments.
Mhm.
And then Misery was told that the Amber Egg has a passenger. You knew somebody, I believe it was Valgwyn, did say that there was a deal that was made with that passenger. Or that could have been Savannah. I could be getting things confused. I still have moving brain going on, so. But I do know that
Valgwyn
was
had
taken.
it.
I
Yeah.
do know that
Valgwyn
was
And we
told-
did have. It was mentioned we were going to have to go back to the winery to get something that Baba Lasagna had.
Yes,
For
as
sure.
part of saving Regier, there's a
Yeah.
ritual we've agreed to
We
help.
didn't know everything about it yet.
Yeah, to make sure
Just
that
mentioned.
he survives.
You haven't exactly agreed to help yet. It was a discussion that was tabled until after you guys had a bit of a rest. You guys had been gone for about 6 or 7 days. You fought a kraken, you fought friends, you fought dead guys that are now friends, quote unquote. You guys have had a bit of, almost week. And so it was kind of a situation with, yes, we're going to be asking a little bit more. Yes,
Yep.
there's some extra stuff
Oh, yeah.
here, but
Oh yeah,
that
and there
could
was
be
bath
tough
time
for
with
a while.
Ro not taking off his armor.
Yep, there
Mhm.
was. Oh man, how did I not write down bath time and all of
You didn't
that?
write down bath time? Oh,
I
you
didn't
missed
write down
time.
bath time.
Yeah, I did a whole Squidward thing because I
You
took
did.
off pants, but I didn't take off.
You did. I'm writing it on the side now. Squidward bath time.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
and Trix isn't just scary now that she is the same size as Jinx. It's all good.
and definitely we have, we have a choice considering helping with the ritual, or at least all of us but Valgwyn, who had a Glock pressed to the back of his head. So
Valgwyn has his own weapons pointed at him. He didn't need additional, but he had additional. Well, as far as that evening, that the night that is left, is there anything anybody else would like to do?
Drink some whiskey and fall asleep.
Well, don't
think
drink
actually-
too much too
I think-
quickly.
Yeah,
Make sure you
Yeah.
pace yourself.
I might be too late on that one because I've already had 3 shots, but we'll see.
oh my god!
Did you at
Why are
least
you
put something
doing
in your belly to
shots
eat?
of Basil Hayden?
I
This
know.
is
This
fun.
is you put it in a cup with a little bit of water and you sip it.
No,
That's
it's really
blasphemous.
good. All right.
Drink it neat, god damn
Yes, with just a drop of water. No, that's Scotchmore. Basil Hayden, you can do neat, but just a little drop of water to like open it up.
I'll be sipping from now on, but it was good. All right, so I took some shots.
Okay. Did you eat something?
I have food right here.
You have your whole rack of ribs plus your entire fucking piece of tuna?
He ate
Mhm.
half a box of milk bones, all right? If it's good enough for the dog,
Okay,
it's good enough
fine.
for him.
Fine. Good enough. Jeepers.
Fucking milk bone.
I mean, I guess that would absorb the alcohol, I suppose, but
That's
maybe
crazy.
mac and
Y'all are
cheese would be
nuts.
better.
Y'all are nuts. Alright,
Yeah.
so Rothan's going 9-9. Done.
I also did not take my long rest last time. I need to do that yet.
Wit would probably be doing something similar after that long conversation. He'll do his little broody thing on the roof, probably bring some alcohol involved, and then go to bed wherever he can figure out his bed place, since he's never had
Easy
one.
enough. Easy enough to do.
Yeah.
Easy enough to do. I will say that as before you all do finally go to bed, there's a few things that all of you would notice if you were anywhere around the training grounds, and that is that the kindness itself, once everybody comes back together, there is still a very positive mentality to them. Even though the ones that were out doing whatever it is that they were doing are coming back with broken bones and cuts and missing feathers and things that have to be reset, but they're talking to the ones that stayed here and talking to about what they did with others that went somewhere else. There's just this big community of there's eating, there's drinking, there's talking about the day, but there's still, even with them losing their home and the fact that they are there's almost more energy to them, since they are now actively doing something to try and bring down Strahd. There's instead of the day being the day, there's there's progress, there's improvement. I mean, for kindness sake, even Red is swinging a sword. So, and those of you who walk around, like, you're invited to join conversations, to have a bit of whatever miscellaneous thing they have on the fire, um, and you're not shunned. They respect if you don't want to join, but they do offer you to join. It's very much a community of peoples that some of you, even like more specifically Devin, just it's not a familiar tone for people. So that's something you guys would know before going to bed. And fast forward, 'tis morning, long rest, hit your buttons, get your shits back. Prep spells if you're a spell prepper.
I think I did that last time right before we quit.
Yeah, I was the only one who didn't do it last time. I think everybody's already rested.
Okay.
I just haven't prepped my spells yet.
Oh yeah, because we leveled.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right?
And
I think we
shit.
leveled, right?
And I
I
spent
forgot
forever.
to do the feat.
You should be level 12.
Did we
do
need
your
to do?
feet?
Yeah, I still haven't put my abilities.
Oh yes, wonderful.
Fucking slacking.
Yes, that's right. I will turn people into ravens now when they say we're ravens.
Heck yes.
You just said it.
That's I mean,
Okay, and the mythical concentration feat is there. Okay, I picked up that last time. Cool. Yeah.
yes. And reminder, you cannot already have a concentration ability on when you use it, because it makes an exact copy of you at the time. And then concentrations just get busted and done.
Cool. I will bring that up if that ever becomes a problem. But I've got it. It's on my hotbar. It worked from the hotbar, so fingers
And make
crossed.
sure
Don't
you
fuck
have
me
your
up.
self-targeted.
Uh-huh.
That's the other thing we figured out, because you could make a duplicate of anybody else with that macro.
50 giant tricks.
That just sounds like a 9th level spell right there. You know?
Wow.
Multiply. It's what is the Naruto thing?
Hello?
Shadow Jutsu?
Yeah, there you go.
Multi-shadow clone jutsu.
It's just 1,000
100 of them
wits.
out.
Every single one is loaded up level 9 lightning bolt.
Y'all are bonkers.
Mhm.
Proverbial morning is yours. What would you all like to do? I use the term morning, but there's no sun and no real light when you guys would be
But
waking
it's not
up.
raining.
No, it's not raining.
Oh, good.
What does the water look like? Has it visibly reduced again, or?
Give me an investigation roll.
I'm so smart, guys. I'm so
Got this.
smart.
You got this, Wit. We believe
Totally
in you.
got first roll of
First roll of the new year.
2024.
Whoa!
First
You got
roll of the
Crit,
new year is
crit,
an investigation
crit.
skill check.
Waste that crit. Wait, damn, you didn't waste that crit.
Dead in the middle, like right at a
So
10. It's
good.
perfect.
Right,
What's
it's going to be an average year.
Oh,
You know what? After the years that we've had, I'll take average, all right?
come on, camera. Unzoom that. Jeepers.
Do the scary zoom in face like Lane does. Maybe it'll help.
There it goes. All right.
Oh, there it is.
With your super sexy 15 there, Mr.
Hells yeah.
Wit. Maybe?
Cool. I do think the water is continuing to be going down, guys.
It still has that smell that you just can't identify. It's
Does
got a
it
weird
smell any stronger, like that angry water smell? You know, like when seawater condenses and it gets stankier? Is it getting stankier, or is it still about the same sort of nasty water smell?
It's the same sort of nasty water smell.
This is absolutely terrible.
It really
I
is.
do not like this water.
I don't understand. Do y'all deal with this on the regular in your world? This stinky ocean thing?
I don't think anybody else is with you there. I don't know what to.
Yeah, I know. He's just like sitting with his breakfast, kind of mumbling to himself about stinky water and then waiting for people to respond, but truly he's just talking to himself.
I mean, checks out.
Yeah.
I will say that majority of the kindness are gone again.
Getting some food, obviously.
Yeah.
Grab food.
Okay. I mean, you can
Grab
fit in the
breakfast.
kitchen now.
That's a plus.
That's probably where Wit was muttering to himself and then waiting for his own response. Was probably like making some like version of Barovian chicken and waffles kind of thing. Just like frying things up in the kitchen, just talking to himself over a pan of oil.
You just kind of get like a raised eyebrow if you're just like sitting there talking to oil when we walk in.
Absolutely. You see him in there. He's got this like batter and he's got both his hands, because you don't want to dunk your dry hand in the wet hand, so you got to switch
Right.
between the two. Absolutely muttering to himself about stinky water.
Wow.
Whatever floats your boat.
He'll quit talking to the oil for a second and be like, you just got to wait a second, Tricks, and it'll be done. Kind of floating it. Never
Thank
gonna
you,
get this
Mark.
smell out of my feathers.
Whatever you're making is good.
Working on it. I don't know if this is pigeon. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but
Is it
beggars can't be
leftover flesh?
choosers. Just don't chew
I
on the
mean,
bones.
So have you not learned not to ask what the meat is?
Truly, but I mean they're outsiders, so who knows? Have they learned yet?
Don't ask me.
It's not wolf. That's all I know.
Oh.
Well, this
Waste
is my
not, want
fourth
not,
one.
Valgwin.
Look, ravens are cannibals in all honesty, so it could be.
Valid.
All I know is this is my fourth one, and I'm planning on eating a lot more.
All right, I'll keep it going.
Is that White Castle burgers?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
Tell by
You're
the
supposed
shape.
to eat those during the
Which one?
hangover, not before the hangover.
He's prepping for the
it's
hangover,
good
guys.
now.
He's pre-gaming.
And you gotta fold them in half and one bite them. What are you doing? You're supposed to fold, go. Chew,
Why-
swallow. Fold, go.
Why are we shotting burgers?
They're
So
called
you can
sliders
eat
for a
40.
reason.
Yeah, they're sliding for a reason.
That's at least 4 bites right there, guys.
That's how you eat 40 of them.
That's a lot.
40?
Yeah,
That's a lot.
It's 30. 30's
30?
the case.
And you, gotta
Hey,
get a case,
listen.
you gotta get a case and a bonus pack.
Oh, Jesus.
I only got 20. It's
I
all
can't do
right.
that.
20?
He's got the satchel, whatever that one's called.
What
Mhm.
are
No, the crave clutch.
Oh.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Every time, yeah.
What are y'all talking about?
Apparently, we're talking about White Castle. We're
That's cool.
hilarious.
White
Little
Castle.
hamburger.
Okay,
Yeah, by the way,
okay.
White
I
Castle
missed
not a
the...
sponsor. Gundam
Not a
Please
sponsor.
sponsor us, though. It would be awesome.
Nobody... Gundam's not as... Oh, no. What else have we referenced? Base
It's a-
Hayden. Arpeg. Nobody
There
sponsors
wouldn't
us.
be, though. Hey,
Hey,
we'll shameless plug.
I'm a great advertisement right here. Great burgers.
Oh, man. Wow.
I'll come down to the kitchen eventually. Steal breakfast for my brother.
Okay. From your brother?
Obviously.
Yeah.
When she steals it, he'll hand her some pickles because he knows she likes those on top.
Thank you.
You're welcome, baby girl.
Well, after a breakfast, Valgwood, are you eating with them? What do you do?
I assume I slept in the forge, so I'm probably dirty. So I'll probably eat something and then go take a bath.
Okay. Why don't everybody give me active perception checks
Okay.
with eyeballs? Eyeball checks.
Eyeball check.
Jinx is
that's-
very distracted this morning.
I mean, Wit's cooking, so he's not paying too much attention.
more than Jinx.
Siobhan is fucking
Jesus.
on this.
Always.
Is Valguin perceiving himself?
All right.
Oh,
So,
Rothan's fucking on it.
Savon,
Mhm, Roth got
Valguin, and Rothund. Wow, the three of you. Okay. The three of you would take note that the previous day you had only seen about 6 revenants to include Sir Godfrey. This morning, there's about 20 of them around. And 8 of them look wet, actively dripping. But no sign of Misery or Rajir. And that's weird, because Rajir's a big boy. He's not, like, squeezing out of the front door. And since you guys, the tables are in that front area that, a long time ago was dance floor, in tiny whiny land, where the chair is that Misery sat in, you can see behind that a very familiar opening that is more open. Instead of it just being a broken wall, is actually framed out into an arch again. You did not see that yesterday because their big fat Rajir ass in the way. You see it now, though.
This is that way down to the vault?
Yes, that is
Is
that
it
wall.
guarded?
Yes, that is that wall that went down.
Does it look like there's somebody standing there to guard the place, or
Does not. No.
let's go for an adventure?
Absolutely the fuck not. You sit down and eat your pigeon. We don't actually know what's down. Sorry, that above table. We don't actually. The Were Ravens haven't been here before, so we don't know what that is. Or have we been here before? I'm blanking.
I got stuck down there, remember?
Yeah. Everybody's
Oh,
been
we have.
down
Okay.
to
So
at
we
least
know.
You've been to
Oh.
one area.
Okay, so I don't retract my statement. You sit down and eat your pigeon.
Jinx has been to 2 areas. The rest of you have been to 1 area. And then you got stopped by a gate. And Valguin was not. He's the only one who hasn't been down there because he was foraging for 700 years.
Yep.
And it's probably tricks because you probably
Stuck
couldn't
on the
fit.
wrong side of that.
She had the big boobies at the time.
In the butt.
You could even say giant boobies.
Yep.
Face.
There was shinies down there. Can I just go look at the pretties?
No.
I'm assuming they'll show up when they're ready because we were told we would have a conversation in the morning. So just sit down and relax and they'll show up.
All right, I'll make sure. Go in and I take whatever whole bird that I have and make sure I fry it. That one's for Rajir, and I wrap it up in paper for him, and then I make a smaller one for Misery and wrap that up in paper and kind of put it off on the side to be waiting for them when they come. Waffles are gonna get cold, so I guess I just won't make I'll make them when they wake up.
So what are you doing? You eating raven and waffles?
I don't inherently need to, but I will, so yeah.
Ma'am, do you eat? Do you want? I'll make you something too.
I'm not gonna say no.
All right.
All right.
Wit's in full Southern mom mode. If he could find an apron, he'd be wearing it.
You could probably have one made. So then
Ask Valguin for the one with frills and like a heart shape in the front. Absolutely.
Wow. You might have to get him intoxicated to make that. Or bribed really well.
We'll work on it.
I'm sure you guys can. Nope. All right. So eating, and then Valgrind, who's covered in soot, is going to go take a bath. Leather backing, chainmail front.
I am 100% for this, especially if it's assless, but we'll go from there.
Shit.
Well, I mean, everything is assless, or at least easy open for your characters.
Look, I didn't design the cat suit. That one was all Valwyn.
Oh.
Aw.
I mean, you could. You just take minuses instead of positives.
And
Well,
when you're
can't-
cooking, who needs positives?
Yeah.
That's true.
And to keep the grease off, from the hot pan.
Mm-hmm.
Velvin, how long you gonna soak in the tub, or you just gonna get
No,
clean and come
we'll
back
take
out?
a get the dirt off type of bath.
Gotcha. All right. Well, probably about as Valgrind is in the tub or just finishing. Let's see. Jinx would notice. Wit would notice. Fuck, Devin would notice. Damn, is everybody going to? Trix would notice. Valgrin's
the
definitely
fuck?
going to. Wow, Savon's gonna notice. Everybody's going to fuck you all with your passives. Everybody's gonna notice a it sounds like metal hitting stone, and it's echoing from that archway behind the door or behind the chair.
Is this similar to the sound that the gate made when it closed on me?
No.
Okay, because I did get stuck on the wrong side of that gate, I remember. Okay, interesting.
And that was, you would know, like, way far down.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anybody else in the hall that would seem alarmed at this noise?
Nobody really seems alarmed. There are still people in the rafters with crossbows actively on you all.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody
Lovely.
seems to be reacting to the noise, no.
Are these people that are in the rafters, are they were-ravens, revenants, random other people?
Give me a investigation check.
Ooh.
I'm going to try and tap into that power that I was taught of how to look through Revenant's eyes and see if I can spot Regier through any of the Revenant's eyes.
Ooh, nice.
Give me a intelligence ability check.
Oh.
Fantastic.
Failed it.
You're
Okay.
unable to make any connections.
First nat 1 of the year, baby.
Woo woo!
Get it out of the way.
Yep. Burn it on a
You know what,
non-lethal.
Rothon? There you go. I'm gonna give you a DM inspiration for your next roll for the first nat 1 of the year. Woo woo!
Whoop whoop.
Yeah. Jinx, with a 19, I will say that you recognize 2 of them as being were-ravens. And of the people that are up there, at least one of them is actively missing half their face, so it's probably dead. But
Noted.
there are others you just can't tell and don't recognize.
Yeah. And that noise sounded kind of scary, huh?
I mean, it sounded like metal hitting stone, and it's getting louder, as though it is getting closer.
Well, then I'm going to go into hybrid form and jump up to the rafters next to some of my friends and not get too close, though, because they have arrows.
Okay.
But you kind of sit up on the rafters.
Okay.
If I don't get shot at.
You don't, but they still have a crossbow pointed right at you. I think you can tell, like, they have an apologetic face, but they're still doing it.
All good.
I don't want to shoot you. Please don't make me shoot you. But if I have to, I'm going to shoot you. What's anybody else doing about this? Again, it sounds getting closer. It's getting louder, making it seem like it's getting closer.
So it's metal on stone?
That's what it sounds like, yeah.
I'm assuming it's probably a metal dragon, so I'm just going to keep cooking.
Okay.
Yeah, I just kind of watch the archway.
Okay.
Well, eat my food
That's fine.
with my sword in one hand.
Sure. After about 2.5, almost 3 minutes of that sound getting louder and louder, and louder, you see a individual wearing what looks like plate of some kind, like heavy armor, walking out of that doorway. They seem to be in full armor. Like there's a full head, mask, visor, pauldron's chest, gauntlets, like all the way, like the whole thing, a full suit of whatever this metal is. And as the head kind of like turns, I need all of you to give me active perception checks.
It's not black, is it?
Oh, God.
It's just visual again, right?
Look at, yes, just eyeballs. Look at that nat 20 of the year.
First nat 20.
Oh my gosh.
And my second 10 that I've rolled this year.
Fuck, man. Valgwin, there you go, buddy. Have some DM inspiration.
There we go.
Yay!
For
I
the
fucking
first
rolled
nat
seven.
20 of the year.
Yay!
Alright, so Valgwin sees it. Jinx sees it. So Vaughn does not.
No.
Trix does
Some
not.
damn good shaking, girl.
Wow, wait. Alright, so Savannah and Jinx are the only two that don't notice this. The rest of you would note that there seems to be a like blue like fire in the eye sockets of this helmet. And the armored figure looks around, turns around, and walks back down the archway, back down the hall. And when it turns around, it goes down. Except for the same two, the rest of you would notice that on its back is a pretty hefty club. And it just
Oh, that makes sense.
just still that same metal on stone sound as it's seems to be making its way back down.
Any sigils on this armor?
Say it again.
Any sigils or markings on the armor?
You were not close enough to know. You want to chase after it?
No.
You sure? You want to take another drink of that bourbon and then you'll go chase after it?
Can you see through its eyes? Oh, Wit doesn't know you have that ability, so he couldn't ask.
No, I'm just waiting here.
Okay.
I mean, it makes
Yes,
sense
it
if they put a
reminds-
bodyguard on the ground.
Creepy.
About 5 minutes until you guys no longer hear echoing of the metal on stone.
Looks like the underground ain't unattended no more. That's probably a good idea.
And technically, it wasn't unattended before, but now we got extra help.
Yeah, I don't know how much good a gelatinous cube does, but... Or
What?
Hubert, Holbert, Headbert. What was his name? He had a name.
They did,
Harold?
but as you already know, I'm not good with remembering anything.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know why I'm asking you. I think it was Harold. I'm going with my gut says it was Harold.
Harold, huh?
Maybe this will do a little bit better. Good old Harry down there now has some, backup.
From Harold to Harry now.
Well, everybody's got to have a nickname. That's how you know you're part of the family. Otherwise, basically just like saying fuck you.
Harry's a good nickname because doesn't a gelatinous cube like immediately eliminate all the hair?
Yeah, truly, so it's kind of ironic. Good job, Rothan.
All of you would notice Misery followed by Sir Godfrey coming down the stairs.
Time for that meeting. You want us to gather everyone up?
It is Sir Godfrey who answers, and he says, "Have you all already eaten? I see there are some of you here. Where's Valgwin?"
Bath. He was filthy.
Bath.
Have you all eaten? There's more in the. I made more. It's also a big one for Rogier if he wakes up.
Well, I guess Valgwin's there because he made the check, so he's there. Disregard
Okay.
that comment. Well, whenever you all are ready, the map room upstairs is where we will be.
You mean I won't get kicked out this time?
He looks up to you. That is still to be seen, but hopefully not.
Okay.
He and Misery turn and start walking upstairs.
Yeah, I follow behind.
Same.
I'm gonna take the apron off first and then follow behind.
I follow.
Hop down and
Yeah.
follow over.
Okay. As you all follow, there are about 3 revenants that start to pick up your mess. And if you recall, this is on the 3rd floor. So you got to go up a couple of flights and go into that side room where there is still that big table. There are less books and bookcases. The bookcases appear like they've been repaired, but some books didn't survive a fucking explosion from a god's mask. Okay, some things didn't do. Okay. The table's there. On the table, you can see is a map. I need everybody to give me another active perception eyeball check.
Excellent.
Yeah, for all of you. For all of you, wow, nobody hit the DC. For all of you, the map is blurry.
Ooh.
Well, wow. Okay.
You can assume that it is a Barovian map, right? There's still the boundaries, still the mists, but the detail thereof, you can't quite peer through. Didn't see through the check. Misery sits down at the head of the table, and then Godfrey, these names, it's going to get there, seems to sit to her right. And then he gestures for other chairs for you all to sit if you'd like.
I take a seat.
Yep.
I'll
Yeah,
sit.
I'll be right across from Godfrey.
Yep, pull
Okay.
my wings in.
As you all come in and sit down, the doors close. And standing on either side of those doors, which they were behind them, but now you can see, are two revenants. We need different music for this.
Just too happy.
I love our theme song, but it's really happy.
It is so happy for
I need some suspense.
Ooh.
Ooh.
What does this sound like?
Cat's gonna steal my glasses yet. My glasses.
I mean, this is called Edge of the Void. Let's go with that.
That sounds very edgelord.
Very suspenseful.
Is Edge
He's
here
not
then?
here.
Edge just shows up.
That would not be a good sign if he showed up.
No, not at all.
Nope.
What?
No, I don't like that one either.
Uh-oh.
On the other hand, it would mean Randy Savage sent some help because he is a follower.
There we go. That's good.
Well, Randy Savage can't come help himself anymore, so you know.
Yeah, all right. Wait, I gotta turn the music up now.
I've gained phenomenal cosmic power. You don't even realize.
Itty bitty living space.
That sounds good. Okay.
Oh.
So after everybody is sitting down, Misery says, "Now I know that yesterday we had an inkling of a conversation, an idea was put out there on that there is still more to do in what this egg meant and what Rajir himself means. That some of us gave up actual pieces of ourselves. Even some of us that are no longer with us did so, and that made him. One of the things that was given was the vampiric curse from Lulu. That curse is consuming him. And so the reason for getting the egg before he went further into the madness, he sent you all out to get it because it can be used to help purify the darkness that is corrupting him. That, however, is only one of the 3 tools we need. Another one is with an individual we're all familiar with, Baba Lasagna, who, of course, has currently made the vineyard her new swampland. Now, I have a hope of something, an object that will keep her down and not be able to come back, or if she does come back as less than she was. But she has on her person a dagger that will be needed, that as the amber egg pulls the darkness out of Regier, the darkness can be cut so that it can be actively removed, because it, like my previous patron, will have tendrils into Regier's soul. And the last place, or the last thing that we need, is a place of power. We, as in the Knights of the Order and the Kindness, will get that place. But we will also need the 3 sunstones from the vineyard. I believe one of them to be corrupted in some form. We will use the amber egg on that stone before we use it on Regier as kind of a test to make sure we can do this, that we can pull a corruption of darkness from something or someone and separate it, not just have it buried and hidden, but actually cut away and separate it. And hopefully, when that succeeds, then we can move on with Regier. If we can help him, that would be a very, very powerful person on our side against Strahd. And she looks to you, Rothund, and she goes, with Regier as corrupted as he is, the beacon cannot be lit. And we need the beacon lit for my revenants to move away from this castle. So unfortunately, there is more that we are asking of you all. However, it does come with a catch. We are 2 months and a handful of days from the wedding. More and more of Strahd's lackeys attempt to corrupt and block us. The only way that we can protect ourselves is by marking all of us. And so, if you wish to continue helping Argynvost, and helping me, and helping us, you will have to join the Order. Because we will not share information with those who are not. And we will no longer be able to offer you sanctuary. Because to be frank, we will not have any way of really knowing if you are working for Strahd or not. No.
Question for the rest of them, because I've already joined.
Say that louder. I couldn't hear you.
Bro, you are so hard to hear today.
Yeah.
I've already joined, so this is a question for the rest of you.
And of course, the Den Mother is already part of the family. Though this would mean getting branded in a way. A kind of tattoo, a mark. The actual symbol of the Order about your person.
Well, I know I've made mistakes, but I'm here to do a job now. And I'll join, because there's a debt owed to Argynvostholt. And I'll serve that in life, and then I'll turn and look at Godfrey or death.
As you turn to look at Godfrey, Godfrey was already staring you down. And
Do the
as
rest of us
you
notice?
say that, like, or death, he just gives you a nod.
Do the rest of us notice this like eye dagger thing happening?
With your passives, no. I think most of you are paying more attention to Misery than to Godfrey at this
Okay.
moment. To the rest of you, it just looked like as Valgwin turned his head, he made eye contact with Godfrey. There was just not enough there.
Now I know qualms about joining the order. The rest of my family is already done it, and I stand with family. So I have no issue with joining the order whatsoever. I do have some questions about that amber egg and its current inhabitant and what's going to happen to that individual adding darkness to the amber egg, but that answer doesn't have any bearing on my ability to commit.
I'll join the order. Liquid said it's family.
Mom tricks you in.
Devin
Go
says that she will join the order.
Mom tricks you in. Let's go fuck Strahd up the ass. Come on.
Yeah,
Misery turns and goes, "You don't have to. This is your choice."
I understand that. Yeah, I'm in.
Okay. She looks over to Godfrey, who stands up, moves the chair out, stands up, walks around, goes to one of the revenants. They seem to say something, but it's kind of hushed before the door, that revenant pulls the door open and leaves, and the door closes. And then Godfrey just turns around and looks at you all and says, "A peculiar individual will be joining us shortly."
More peculiar than this? And Wit just kind of gestures at the room.
You can see an actual smile, like a rare smile from Godfrey, who's typically fairly serious. And he goes, "Yes, more peculiar than you all."
All right.
After about 2 or 3 minutes, the door opens and that revenant comes back in. And behind that revenant, there is about a maybe 3.5, pushing 4 foot tall humanoid person who has a hunched back about them. They are bald except for like tufts of hair that come like super long off either side that are, they're not exactly braided, but you're not really sure how they're stuck together. Like they're almost like rods of hair that just come out of the sides of their heads. Um, they have up on they're holding on to like this thick leather strap, and on their hunched back is this massive crate, and they have a bit of a like of a lazy leg. They have a bit of a step as they walk, and as this individual comes in, he just goes, "Ooh, Who here's getting tatted? And
Well, that seems real safe.
he lumbers in and just like sets this crate on the table. And as you guys like see him, he's got one eye that's just completely white, whereas his other one, his left one, the white of the eye is black, and the iris itself is red. And he's got these markings just all over his face, different symbols coming down his neck. He's got these strange like letters on about his fingers that seem to move and twirl, and they like they are alive. And they go up his hands and up his arms before disappearing into his sleeves. And he is wearing this bright green shirt that has 3 buttons in the center. He's got these pants that the left leg is pink, the right leg is brown, and he's got one black boot and one white boot on. They appear to be different sizes, different shapes. And he sets that thing on the table, and he begins to open up the top, and like keeps undoing these leather straps. And when he opens this box up, there are needles and implements inside this box crate that you're sure this guy's a torture expert, and you're all about to be tortured.
Your name wouldn't happen to be Igor, would it?
What? No. No, what kind of name is Igor? I'm Paulie.
Ooh.
And if you say, do I want a cracker, I'm gonna cracker you.
Wait, why would Polly want a cracker? I don't understand.
Uh-huh. Okay, so here, this chair right here, who's first? Where you want it?
I'm assuming I have to get one.
I assume I'm taking plate off. Because I am wearing plate armor, so it's going to take me a hot minute. So, you know.
Yeah, you're going to be a while.
All right, well, I
You
don't
put it back
wear...
on after taking your bath?
I did.
Oh, yeah.
I had enough time.
All right, well, if Val's getting naked, I can go first, I suppose.
Perfect! Sit.
Wit sits.
Now! And he's this. I should specify that the black and red eye is almost 2.5 to 3 times bigger than the one that's completely whited out. And that's the one that he stares at you with. As he goes, he's got this crooked smile. He's missing a lot of teeth. And what teeth he has are blackened and yellow. And he goes, where do you want it?
You know, I feel like he doesn't look that different than Red, so it's not the guy himself that's scaring Wit, it's more the tattoo thing. So I don't know if you noticed, but most of my skin's black, so I only got like this kind of strip, and he's got the tan like down his neck and like chest down to his navel. So can you tattoo on black skin, or do we need to do this part? That sort of limits our choices.
He kind of like comes in a little bit and he goes,
Whit'll pull his shirt off so he can like see.
Starts poking. I mean, it's just skin. I can tattoo anywhere, even your anus.
All right, I don't think that's a good idea, but how about we put it and it'll be
You want to tattoo
on
your
the... No, thank you. This part, how about right here, like right on over the collarbone? Right here, that'll be over on black skin.
Sure, I can do it.
All right.
How do you like pain?
I mean, with consent in certain situations, I'm fine with it. I prefer to receive than give, but you know, everybody's got their preferences.
right. So I'm about to give you pain. You're good with that then, yeah?
I mean, sure, consent given.
Excellent! Great. All right.
Whit looks over at Jinx like,
Big
So-
eyes. I have no idea what's happening.
big
right
guys.
He seems to like pull out what looks like a bellows, like for like forging, just straight bellows, and he sets that down on the ground, and he's pulling out this strange leathery, kind of slimy tube that he hooks to the end of it, and then he keeps pulling out these different. I mean, they look like needles that are in a crossbow, but there's a tube coming out of one end of it that he sticks that leather slimy looking thing into, and then he gets this glass bowl and he like holds it up to that eye and goes, nope, not enough left in there, but we'll use what we got. And he seems to put that on top of his metal needly crossbow contraption thing, and he opens it up, and he undoes a couple more buckles of leather like satchels that are inside this box, and he pulls out a mortar and a pestle, and then he gets out a few different powders and like some strange, I don't know if they would. I don't think the Barovians would know what these are, because you guys are all freshwater. But he pulls out shells, and he's putting them into his mortar and pestle. He starts grinding things up, and as he's grinding these things up, adding different powders and things, he spits in it, grinds that up some more, and then he goes over to his back to his little bag and thing, and he pulls out this. It looks like a tube that's similar to the one that's on the bellows. It's down on the ground, but it's much thinner, and it seems to have this really long needle at the end of it. And he takes that needle and he shoves it into his own arm, and then he just starts like flexing a little bit, and you see this. It's really dark black blood. And after he puts about 3 drops in, he pinches that off and pulls that thing out and stacks it away and begins to grind some more. And after all this, after all his mixing of things and grinding it, he takes that and he pours that into that glass bowl that he put on top of the needle metallic crossbow that has the tube at the end of it. And you're thinking, oh god, this is going to be some nasty black liquidy nonsense. And it comes out that looking like pure silver. And he dumps the entire contents into this. And then he starts stepping on that bellows. And you can see the mechanism of his metallic crossbow start moving back and forth, 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 very quickly. And then he looks at you and he goes, ready?
No, to be honest, but go for
Here we
it.
go! Give me an active perception check, Whit.
Oh, not a constitution check. Perception. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Alright.
There you go.
There it
Second
is.
nat 20 of 2024 on absolutely nothing.
There you go.
Nice.
Hells
Nice.
yeah.
You know what? Here you have some inspiration for this.
Woo!
So there's a couple things that you notice. As he is applying this needle to you, you're seeing this silvery substance embed itself onto your skin. And his whole demeanor instantly changes from this joking, out there individual to very serious and focused. And the strange moving symbols that were on his hand seem to be moving into the gun, into this mechanism, adding something addition to whatever concoction he's embedding upon you. And there's just a rhythm, and you can tell, like, between stamping his feet and breathing, he's just got this. It's just like this perfect, like, just boom, 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 like just on it. Like there's just no break. It seems like nothing around him matters or exists anymore. He's completely in his element, in his zone, and just hand steady. And about 30 minutes. And I mean, you've been stabbed before. You don't exactly like being stabbed. This is a little less than being stabbed, so it's okay. And what happens is that when he's done, he seems to get some kind of cloth or something from his accoutrement set up here as he's wiping blood and ink that didn't get pushed under the skin off of you. And where he tattooed it is kind of on that edge between the black and the tan. So you've got this really cool half and half coloration going on for a tattoo that looks like your typical, if you will, kite shield. And in the center of it is the skull of a dragon. Now you would know from seeing flags that it's not the same as what's on the flag. What's on a flag is a lot more detailed. The skull isn't a skull at all. It's a full-on head with scales and depth, and it looks like it's popping out and coming live. This just seems like, with your perception, it seems like it's more of a foundation for something more. A step one, if you will. And when he finishes and puts that metallic crossbow away, or sets it down and stops pushing on the bellows on the ground and wipes the excess off of you, that again, his right hand that's got these strange twirling symbols just briefly brushes across where he tattooed, and you feel an energy hit inside your chest there. And you instinctively know you can talk to the rest of the kindness. As a Knight of or Order of the Silver Dragon Stage 1 tattoo, you have the effect of the Whisper spell to anyone else who has the tattoo within the same plane of existence.
Nice.
Distance does not matter.
Nice.
Does this tattoo that Whit got look the same as what Adrian showed us the night before?
Yes and no.
Ooh.
Interesting.
So the outline, like the general outline, is the same, but Adrian's looked a little more detailed.
Sure.
And then as he finishes, and he goes, "Yeah, that'll do. Who's next customer? You're done. Put your shirt on. You're nice and all, but skedaddle."
Oh, thank you.
Sure. I guess.
Put it back on.
It's right here.
You next. Great. Where you want it?
Can you do it like on my arm?
Yes, sure. I don't care.
Okay, I like to pull up my sleeve so it's like below the elbow on the inside.
Yep. Process repeats itself. You guys, it's a little smaller, right? Because he doesn't have as much of a canvas that he was allowed to go into. I will say that I think that maybe not with yours, but maybe by the time everybody gets done, you will notice that those swirling symbols on his hands and fingers like dissipate. Like instead of there being on all 5 of them, suddenly it's on 4 of them, and then as 3 of them, and then 2. Like as though he is whatever this arcane energy is being expunged from him, from his skin to yours, every time he does a tattoo.
Before I get mine, I will ask if I have to get this done every time my skin changes.
He's going to look at you and go, "What do you mean your skin changes?"
About every 4 to 5 days, my skin changes. Colors?
Changes what? Colors?
Yeah.
Like just colors. Like it's still your skin, right? You don't wear another person's skin?
No.
That should be fine!
It's not okay.
Looks at Devin at that because she had just been shedding the day before.
Oh, that's
now
actually
very
a good question.
curious.
Well, I've never tattooed your kind before. We'll find out!
Experiment done.
You wouldn't happen to have a razor, would you?
A razor?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. You gotta sometimes shave some hair in order to do a tattoo.
Yeah. I need to do that.
Where are we getting yours at? On your pecker?
No, I'm going on the back of my neck. It's been a long time since I've got a haircut. There's probably all kinds of hair back there.
Oh, that's fine. Sit down. It's all good. You want me to trim up everything else while you're here?
Hey, if you can pull that off, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, sure, no problem. I'll only bleed you a little. Doesn't catch it. For a fucking crazy guy. Oh, Polly here. So I assume everybody goes through tattoos. So Rothan gets in the back of the neck. We got Wit doing it on the chest right here at the bone area. Jinx is on which arm, by the way? Left arm?
Yeah.
Yep. Well, where's Valgun Wit and his tat? Right on his ass?
Whole back.
The entire back piece.
Sure, why not? Fuck it.
Full send.
Yeah, we're gonna come back to you last, because that's gonna take me a while.
I tried to convince Ro that he should get a tramp stamp.
That'd be hilarious.
I told him even if I wanted to,
Oh
I
man,
can't remove my armor to do so. I can't.
Savant is also gonna get a back piece. Excellent. Where's
Yeah, mine was gonna went on my back too. Not a whole back, but my.
Okay.
Trix is getting the tramp stamp.
No, it's going between my shoulder blades.
Okay.
Like.
Oh god, that spot hurts so bad to get
Over your
tattooed.
spine?
No, it puts me to sleep.
Ooh, on the spine?
Mine isn't right on the spine. But
You are a monster.
Well, he ends up having to make more of whatever it is that he makes to do this with. And again, as he goes through all of you, the strange swirling symbols on his hands and arms dissipate with whatever it is that he's doing at the end of the tattoo. And since we got a couple back pieces, we're probably looking about 4 hours before you are all done. Which, considering back pieces, pretty damn quick. And by the time it's done, again, you would all actively know that you can cast Whisper with some limitations. And when the last person gets done, and that last little bit of the energy leaves Polly and goes into whoever's last. Misery will. Oh man, that was such a terrible movie. Misery says, so that is actually the first stage of that tattoo. If you are, let me rephrase, when you are successful against Baba Lasagna, bringing back the dagger and the sunstones, you will have the option of receiving stage 2. Stage 2 will allow your bodies to handle additional arcane powers. If you note that sometimes you're limited to about 3 powerful items, and your body just physically cannot handle a 4th. Stage 2 will allow a 4th. And once we have cured Rajir, then I will dip into his funds to offer stage 3. Stage 3 will push your physical attributes beyond their mortal limits. But only one attribute. So if you want to be extra strong or extra smart, think about that. That is an option. And now that this is done, should any of you betray the Order of the Silver Dragon, your tattoo will consume you and you will die. Which I don't think we're going to have any issues. We're all here to kill Strahd. He needs to die. Once he's dead, I can release that part of the tattoo. And you can go about your fucking way.
Speaking of destroying, you mentioned that Lulu's demise had something to do with the mist?
It seems interesting to me, and if some of the information that the kindness has gathered, that mist itself seems to be getting more translucent, almost weaker. But it is gathering in thickness around Strahd's castle. And if the rate of change that we have noticed by the time the wedding is to happen should be about when the mists are done being removed from the borders. Now, whether that is some kind of preparation and the marriage, or some correlation between Lulu and her heritage, that Strahd is focusing all that away, using her as some kind of beacon to absorb it. We can't get close enough to know. We just don't know the castle well enough. But she does seem to be a central figure for it somehow. And the way I mean that is, from what bits we can have been able to pick up, is that didn't really start to gather until she was there.
You said you don't know the castle well enough? They picked up blueprints in the temple.
Did you? Which
Here you
got
went.
muted.
Shocker. Yeah, Devon's got her in her bag. There was a model there as well as which we didn't take, and then these. Gesture to Devon to do her thing.
I'm going to assume that Gavin's going to get the things out because they're not here to say no. So they bent the knee. They're taking the things out. So as they take these things out, the model and the blueprints, Godfrey takes the blueprints and goes over to that map and sets them down onto it. And the blueprints are gone, like they seem to be consumed. By the way, the map is revealed to you all now. And you see a very, very, very detailed map of Barovia to include where the influence of Argynvost is, as well as potential allies. Hi, Merlin. This is new. Got a basement my doggy's not afraid to jump down into.
Aw.
Look at that! Hi,
It's a
Merlin!
boy.
I missed your fluffy head.
Say hello. Let's go, boys. Look, there's your bed. Go lay down. So on the map that we have here, here's Argynvost. Argynvost's current sphere of influence seems to hit all the way down here, coming around, not quite hitting further south where this is the direction to the Amber Temple, but a lot of these bits of woods seem to be held in Argynvost. There is a mark here of potential ally, meaning the tower itself. There is a question mark around here, and you can see that it's labeled werewolves. You can see a big circle around Krisk, and written like above that is monks question mark, and then black, just all black on this side, representing Strahd. These forests up here don't appear to be circled by anything, not colored in any way, shape, or form. But you guys have, indication that this could be where a crazy wizard may or may not reside. And there's no markings around the temple, the Amber Temple itself. No one seems to quote unquote control that bit. But Argynvost seems to have quite, seems to claim a bit more space than would be noted. But as the map is revealed to you and those blueprints are kind of absorbed, like a super cool 3D Double Knot Secret Spy shit, Godfrey touches onto Castle Ravenloft, and then it literally splits, like those blueprints literally show up in the different levels to where he can just view the entirety of Ravenloft, and he'll go, I wonder if some of these catacombs are actually still active. We should have the kindness reach out to the rats. This could be useful for them.
If the kindness is reaching out to rats to check out those catacombs, weren't y'all looking for something in a mausoleum? You were talking about a sword that you were looking for, something, right?
Yeah, there's some sword supposed to be in the catacombs of Ravenloft.
Did you have any other clues? The kindness can look, but more information you can give them, the better.
The entrance, I believe, has gargoyles. Val, I don't remember if we told you anything about it. I'm not the greatest. I'm hoping somebody told somebody else other than me information about this fucking sword.
the game is paused, otherwise I'd click on the tarot card. But otherwise, it's you, Boo Boo. None of us were there for that tarot reading.
Yeah.
Unless you told...
Well,
With new member orientation, if Bellary was involved, Bellary would have told whoever got a Bellary-based new member orientation about the things that we were looking for. So if you got a Bellary orientation, you heard about it.
and we did get more information about the sword after Val showed up, so I'm hoping he remembers the additional information we got about the sword.
So it went, I see the skeleton of a deadly warrior lying on the bed of stone flanked by gargoyles. Supposedly somebody received some information from a unreliable source that, it's on Ravenloft's grounds. Maybe not in the catacombs, but somewhere there.
Flanked by gargoyles.
Correct.
Well, if we could add that to the list of things for the rats to look for.
I mean, if they're there, that'd be a good start. And it's going to be pretty hard to send somebody to go look for it right under his nose.
Now, unfortunately, if they can find the entrance, I think our group is going to have to be the ones to go and get the sword itself.
Well, we're heading that direction anyway, so if it's on the list and we know where it's at, that makes it a lot more surgical of an endeavor rather than just wandering around waiting for him to see us.
Yeah, I would definitely be willing to wait until we have solid information, but once we have that, I do believe we're the ones to go and do that.
We will give it to the rats. Maybe with this big baby. Boof boof. Big baby boof boof.
Right, I went to say something and he's barking at his reflection out the window. His bark is worse than his bite, I promise.
Yeah, we'll see what the rats can show up. Currently, unfortunately, ravens are being shot down. They seem to know of the agreements between the kindness and the order.
So maybe it is starting to be a priority to start looking at wolves.
Yeah, unfortunately, if we're going, to the vineyard, we're not going in that direction for a little while, but still on my list, at least to attempt to get their aid.
We'll be ready for a fight.
Yeah. I was told that once, and I'm definitely ready for it.
I think you're never not ready for a fight.
Godfrey looks around at all of you and goes, I am genuinely surprised at how many of you agreed. That helps put a little bit more faith in living.
Why was it a surprise, Godfrey?
Don't abandon family.
Sorry, I didn't mean that to come out harsh. I just...
Not everyone from the kindness did.
Well, that surprises me a little less. It's a family of vintners, not farmers, not fighters, and that surprises me a little less. This table, I think everybody's got enough skin in the game that adding a tattoo and a dragon to the mess ain't nothing.
It
Just
is
something moving
still
towards the same
a shackle. So I'm surprised that all of you took it.
So it's living in Barovia.
And life in Barovia won't be anything if we don't succeed.
A shackle is still a tool. It can be used to help you as well.
That
Then
actually
Barovia will be the
reminds me.
Oh.
Yes, here it is. He walks over to a shelf that is behind Misery, and he opens up there's a trunk there. He opens it up, and you can hear the rattling of chains. And he pulls these chains out, walks over, sets them down in front of you, Rothan, because you're the one that reminded him. And he goes, I would not suggest any of you attempt to use these for pleasure. As he looks at Wit. These are anti-magic manacles that
Ooh.
once clipped on
Ooh.
do not come off. These are what we suggest you somehow get on Baba Lasagna. Whether you kill her, you knock her conscious, somebody wrestles these on her, enabling her recovery a moot point. She could then actually be killed, or at least kept in a suspended state.
Quick question then about how these things work. Are they themselves, anti-magic, or only what's clipped into them affected by it?
Alvin, give me an investigation roll with advantage.
Mm.
And after this, we're going to take a potty break.
Yay.
Is that the number you want to keep?
Nah, fuck it, I'm gonna blow my inspiration on that.
Go for it. Roll another die.
Yeah, give me that extra.
Is your
one.
god talking to you?
Probably not. Yes, he is. I'll stick with the 20 because I don't have any other choice.
Is your god talking to you?
Sure, why not?
Roll your god talking to you.
Oh, that. Sorry, I'm used to the spirits talking to me, not deities. My bad.
There we go.
Wow. Look at that.
Looking for a little higher than a 20. 24. You can tell that these were made of the black substance that surrounds Starstone. It is the entire thing.
So, they're not affected by magic. Long story short.
They don't appear to be. So Godfrey then answers your question. He goes, I honestly don't know. We found these in the catacombs beyond a gate that was triggered closed. We opened that gate and re-explored the dragon graveyard. And these were some of the things the apparently ancestors had at some time.
Well, I'll kind of touch them and move them around and look at them and be like, well, I think that are made out of that black stone that the Starstone is stuck in.
I agree with your assessment. So does Sir Peter, which is why he's exploring the catacombs, which are now flooded, for more.
So someone was actually able to make stone into that shape.
None of us here currently. This is things that we found.
Oh, that you found. Okay.
In the depths.
Well, in my opinion, Val, you should probably hold on to these so you can study them. Once we get closer to Baba Lasagna, maybe I'll take them from there so that we can put them to good use.
Actually,
that's fine. I can carry them.
I think that's a good start, but in all honesty, we might want to strategize that, because if the Den Mother's coming with us, she's the fastest.
I
True,
will remind you and I believe Valga knows this to be true, that these things, we call them manacles, right? But that material actively resists and suppresses magic. So I know some of you have means of transporting more than you should carry. I would caution against using such things with these.
Yeah, I was just gonna put it in my backpack.
Yeah, maybe. Let's not put it in the hole.
Mm-hmm.
And let's definitely make sure that they stay outside the ring if we use that for transportation.
Well, my hole is in my backpack already, so you already can just put everything that can't go in the ring in my backpack.
Well, keep your hole in your manacles in there. Devin's gonna have her own backpack issues, but let's just make sure we keep a nice old thumbtack in there. But yeah, I think this bears a little further strategizing, because the moment she knows what those are, the moment is we're gonna have a lot more trouble. So I think it's strike first, strike hard, be fast.
Not a bad idea, but unfortunately, I think we're gonna have to weaken her before they can go on, and even then, it's gonna take some serious strength to get them on and stay on.
How strong was she? You fought her before. She kind of snuck up on me.
I mean, technically, you watched the fight from your cage.
Not really. I was tumbled on the ground. So I saw her magic, essentially, that like flares and fireworks. But I'm talking about physically. Was the woman physically able to overpower any of you?
I am not sure. I don't think any of us had a straight up contest of strength against her.
Cause
Ooh.
who did?
We're gonna take a break.
Pee time! I committed to no land whatsoever. The turtle, it's all land is on turtles, so it moves. So I have to commit to nothing.
Thing.
I'm
fucking
really excited
genius.
because my main source of inspiration for the world I'm building is Dragon's Dogma, and Dragon's Dogma 2 comes out in a couple months, and I'm like, more
Woo!
inspiration!
More
Nice.
info!
You guys will not fucking see me as soon as that game fucking comes out. I'm letting you know that right now.
We'll miss you.
I'm gonna be busy waiting for the glory. So
Never played this. Huh.
it's pretty good.
This looks
Hey,
really fun.
let me know when you submit your pawn, and maybe I'll hire your pawn, and you can hire
Hell
mine.
yeah!
Wait, you hire pawns?
Yes.
So
yes.
your main secondary character you create, and it follows you everywhere, and follows all your commands, and you can hire other players' pawns to follow you around. So you can have up to 3. You have 3 total. You're the one you created, and 2 others. You can have 2 other players' pawns following you around.
Mm-hmm.
You need to play Dragon's Dogma first, or can you start with Dark Arisen?
Dark Arisen is an add-on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's an add-on. You can technically play it first. You just won't understand some of the stuff that happens in there because it's just it's technically a separate story, but you can play it first or second.
Gotcha.
But there's just information that'll be like, what does that mean?
All right, I can get this on Steam. Sweet. This looks really fun.
I'll play with you if you get it.
Woo!
Basically, making a pawn for you to have. Yeah. But-
There's an online. Let's see. Dragon's Dogma Online. Is that different than Dragon's Dogma?
Yeah, that's a super old. They attempted to make a multiplayer, wasn't very successful.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, technically that one's newer. It came out in 2015.
Yeah,
The other one came
it's
out in
new.
2012.
Yeah, it's newer
big
than
gap in
the
games,
base
man.
game. Yeah, it's newer than the base game, but not newer than the add-ons that they added to it.
Gotcha. And the second one comes out this year.
Yep.
That is a really big gap in games. Wow.
All right, kids, let's get back to it.
Sorry, Dad.
Some of us only have 40 minutes left. Well, less than that now. 30 before they turn to a pumpkin.
Sorry. Too early in the morning. I don't want to be up either in the morning.
All right, well, Ropan, take it away. You were saying, like, super strong to put them on.
I wasn't putting anything on.
No,
Completely
we were
forgot
talking
what
about
we were.
We were talking about putting them on Baba Lasagna, and I was
Oh,
We were,
right,
we were
how
right, right, right,
physically
right.
the
strong.
contesting of strength, how strong she was, yada 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 yada.
How
yada.
strong was she?
Uh-huh.
I kicked her out of a door.
Yeah. The only person that, like, I guess beat her in strength was Trix, but no one else tried to.
So kicking her out of a door is one thing. I'm wondering, between the two of you, would you be strong enough? You've got your large form, and you've got your large
Mhm.
form. Would you be strong enough to wrap her up long enough for Siobhan to tuck the manacles on her and then to do business?
I don't even know if I could go back in a large farm. We didn't try that yesterday.
It's because you didn't want to, because you didn't want to risk it, but I kind of told you it should work the same way as going small, just in reverse.
Well, we can run an experiment on that before we go, but either way, you're still pretty strong. It just gives you a little bit more of a wingspan.
But I am interested to know how athletic everyone is. Maybe someone's better at it than me.
Huh.
Starts almost laughing.
Feel like you've gotten a pretty good lay of our skill sets, and
I know some of you will not do better than me, but there's a couple here that might do better.
I mean, we can go out to the training yard and see.
oh, now this I'd like to see. Actually, let's try that out.
I'm always down to train.
This
'Cause,
one should
I
be a
don't
fair
know.
fight, as I'm not 16 feet tall, so I don't have to worry about killing you.
Well,
Maybe.
you do realize when I get bigger, I'm only like a foot shorter than you, right?
Oh, if this is gonna turn into a dick measuring contest, I think we got better things to do. All right. I think we're fairly. I mean, if you're not comfortable with the skill set of the team around you, Rothan, let's have a chat. But I think we're fairly solidly knowing that you and Trix are the strongest. Siobhan's probably the fastest, and Jinx and I are better at yeeting things from far away. And Valwyn's kind of good at everything. It's a little annoying. But you know, I don't. I'm pretty sure you know that there ain't nobody between that's going to be able to handle a test of physical strength better than you and Trix.
I don't disagree. It's worth testing to see who can consistently pull off such an action. So practicing might be worth it.
I mean, do we have a spare set of non-magical manacles? We could run the scenario a couple of times. Figure out which one of the revenants might be strongest we could practice on.
I don't know that any of the revenants have similar strength to 800-plus-year-old hag thing.
What about that
Girl still
clanky
around?
guy?
Clanky guy?
Yeah, the one. I beg your pardon. That really was assuming gender there, but the one clanking up and down in the vault. They seem pretty strong.
Armor, blue flames, and his eyes.
Ah, the Catacombs Guardian that we accidentally activated.
Oh, I'm kind of surprised you didn't do that, Jinxie.
Well,
They accidentally activated?
we got. Yeah, nobody's been down there in my generation.
Loud whisper. They touch things.
Loud whisper back. It's their castle.
Ow, fuck.
Anyway, yes, we were exploring the catacombs, trying to find something to help Roger, help defeat Strahd, or just in general help our situation. And that thing was behind a cave-in that we excavated. It didn't attack us, but we also didn't attack it, and it seems very content to walk the halls.
Yeah, I don't think we practice on things that have questionable levels of sentience.
Technically, as long as we have a set of regular manacles, I just try to get Trix, and then Trix tries to get me, and we see who wins.
Well, I mean, genuinely, I was thinking two heads are better than one, and both of y'all could try and restrain her at the same time. So that's what I
I
was thinking.
love that idea, but to practice, me going after Trix and Trix going after me is pretty good practice.
And pretty good dick measuring. All right. I mean, if we can't find manacles, maybe Valgwyn can make one.
Is that some kind of marriage ceremony?
Yes.
No.
I don't believe you have time for that.
No, it is not a marriage ceremony.
Ah,
Sorry. Godfrey, it's sort of an instinct of mine. I apologize.
hmm. That actually reminds me. Some additional bits of information you should probably be aware of since you are part of the orders that you have tenets you have to follow. always tell the truth.
This was a questionable level of consent given to this, by the way. In terms of negotiating a scene, this is not how we do it.
Defend the weak, don't hinder their growth. The Lord's command is law, and evil undead must die. Now you're aware.
Is a hag undead? Cause I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I'm excited to make that one very dead again.
Well, she
At the
was
very least,
dead, and
he's evil.
so she's no longer not dead.
Close enough. Vow counts. Let's go kill her.
So how long again will it take us to get to the vineyard?
2 days, right? Is that what we did before?
We flew last time.
We should be able to fly again now that we, don't have to worry about egg things.
Yeah, now that it's not raining, the rain was the big problem. And as long as your backpack's not too heavy for me to carry, we can load everybody up in the ring. I can carry stuff and then get us there.
In a day, right?
I mean, I can take everything out of the backpack, put it in the hole, and then put the hole into the backpack, except for the manacles. The manacles will be separate, and then you just have,
So your
Devin-
backpack and then
Devin.
Devin's backpack, because Devin's backpack can't go in there either. I think it'll be fine. I'm not that weak, Jinx. Come on, have some faith in me. Oh, it's not Jinx, it's Siobhan. Now, what are you judging me for? Not that weak. Okay, so just note that puts us landing in enemy territory in the middle of the night, and I'm going to be totaled. So we might need a plan for a rest in between.
Or if you go walking down the path, it's about a 3-day journey.
You could fly for as long as there's
you want to
daylight.
walk through the woods, you might be able to get it done in a day and a half or 2.
You could just fly for until there's no longer sunlight, and then land somewhere that you see looks safe, and we set up camp, and then finish the journey on foot from there.
Yeah.
I mean, that works for me. Jinxie, you can do that fancy thing that makes us imperceptible in the night?
Yeah. I can make the terrain seem like it's whatever I want it to be.
Okay.
And we're unseen, unsmelled, unheard.
So, I think I saw you just say fly to the edge and stop outside the marsh. About 6 hours?
That might be a smart, yeah. If that's time-wise,
we
I
have-
don't know how big the marsh is.
If we have
And I don't
6
know what
hours of
daylight's
daylight,
like.
yeah, I was gonna say we probably won't have 6 hours of daylight. We've been getting
We'll
tattooed.
go as far as we can then.
Yeah, we probably only have 3 to 4, so see how far you can get.
All right, load up. I'll go pack the chicken. Oh,
just a
you're-
suggestion. You rest early, wake up early, and lie there tomorrow.
Also
That
works.
too.
Or she'll
Like,
have to be flying in the night.
Valid.
Again, the other downside of that is that
Morning.
I've been flying for 8 hours hitting a fight. The rest of y'all be fresh, but that does make it a little.
That's 8 hours after a rest, though. You would still have at least a good 4 before you are needing to actually rest.
Does that, in terms of flight and energy expended, is like
It's no different than walking.
over the table?
Unless you're actively dashing to double the speed to try and reduce the time. If you're just normal, to going to spend the full 8 hours doing it, that's just a normal walking energy-wise to me. But if you're actively dashing, trying to speed things up, well, that's when, like, before I was making you roll a couple of con saves to see if you can keep up to doing so, because I believe that you were trying to when you first were going towards the Amber Temple, and you just
Yeah.
got too tired before you started just doing the longer jaunts.
Yeah. Okay. I don't like flying in the dark, guys.
I would say that we go ahead and we go to bed early and get up early.
That still puts us out in the dark, right? I don't like flying in the
Leaving
dark.
in the dark. Yes. No matter what, there's a risk. Because either we
Might
leave
be best
now and we sleep
to
in the
wait till
dark, not here, or we leave early in the morning and you have to fly for an hour or two in the dark.
If we wait and leave super early in the morning before it's bright, we could have at least a meal here tonight and a meal in the morning, and food goes a long way, to helping.
You may actually also want to talk to members of the kindness who have been out that direction.
Mm.
I will say that none of the kindness flies alone. They're always in a group. You flying alone may stand out. And they all don't fly carrying things. They're usually in bird form, not the half hybrid. Is that what you call it? Is that the term hybrid form?
Hybrid. Yeah, that's
So
again
other things to think about. We did just talk that the ravens are being actively shot down around Castle Ravenloft and other areas.
So again, the plan of flying as far as we can today, bunking down overnight, and then walking the rest of the way is starting to look better and better.
Or we fly out with the group in the morning.
Going to talk to your kindness, see if anyone's heading that direction in the morning, would be a good idea.
I still wouldn't be able to blend in.
Information.
Guys, I still wouldn't be able to blend in. The kindness will be going as ravens. The only way I can carry the supplies that we need is if I'm a hybrid.
So what if we leave some of the stuff here? What are we talking about? The portable hole?
The manacles.
Oh.
Yeah, manacles are going to be heavy.
So I can carry them. They just can't go in the ring. So I have to be hybrid in order to handle those manacles.
At least see if anyone has any information of what's in that area before we leave.
If we're leaving tonight, then we need to do it like immediately. Or soon, anyway.
Yeah, so let's go see what they know and then make a decision quickly.
Okay.
Well, nobody from the kindness will be back for a few hours still. Although you all are tattooed, but do you really want to interrupt them in whatever it is they are doing?
Rothan, we cannot hear you.
Yeah, I think that's up to you. Do you want to contact them while they're in flight or just leave?
It's a risk. We can check in with Arian and see if it's all right to talk to him. Again, I think we're in a rush, but how big of a rush are we? Leaving in the morning, leaving in early daylight. It's up to you, General.
I think our best plan is to just leave tonight, fly as far as you can, and then we walk in so that we're not getting shot down. And this way you also are guaranteed to have, everyone will have a rest before we get there.
The upside too is we can check in. Yeah, just like Jinxie said, we can check in once we land tonight. Then people will be back at the castle. We still have contact with them, even though we're far away.
This is true. So I think we just everybody pack your things, get it all together so we can go.
Hey, one thing we need to do before we leave is we need to empty the hole. Because aren't we supposed to bring back the corrupted sunstone in her dagger so that they can test it out?
That's true.
And the other 2 sunstones.
What's in the hole right now? What's in the hole?
That
My equipment
statue.
right now.
Oh, the Gundam. Okay. Yeah. I bet that'll be safe here, right? At Valgwyn's Forge?
It'll probably be fine.
With my cat, you hit the keyboard.
Okay, you need to have your cat roll that every time. That was a nat 20. For your blind's death save there.
Nailed it.
I mean, it makes sense. Black cat. Masters of death there.
Mm-hmm.
I've been muted this whole time, and I forgot.
Oh no!
I didn't even know. We could only ever see the top of your head, so we're not really sure you were talking. Hey!
Like that.
Look at that! The whole face.
Well, what were you saying?
I forget. That doesn't know. I don't remember.
Way to tease us!
So, you guys, your plan is to fly now until it's dark, land in the forest, and have a rest at the edge of forest and creepy swampland, like you did last time when the swampland expanded and the dead guy pulled you into her hut.
No, before we hit the swamp. We should definitely rest before we hit the swamp.
Landing wherever looks safe once it starts to get dark.
Oh, we're safe once it starts to get dark.
Yeah, but remember, we've made it before. It'll be the same plan of trying to find a place that we can bunker down.
And we got pulled into the hut.
Everything is relative in Barovia.
Well, I don't remember getting pulled into any hut, but I'm talking about on the way back. Well, I'm talking about the way back from the temple. If we stay far enough away, the way back from the temple, Valgwyn built us a shelter, and Jinx put a charm around it so nothing could see us.
When we rested really close to her hut, and we got pulled in. We're not going that close.
And I'll go with you guys. I vote for early morning. Whatever you guys want to do, though. But let's gonna move on.
If now's the decision, General, I'll go pack up the leftover pigeon.
So let's keep going.
Thank you, Valgwyn. Thank you. I was about to, but I saw your shoulders moving like you were about to do it.
Yep.
I don't know if y'all ever eaten Raven before, but it doesn't taste real good. I don't know. You really shouldn't eat carrion birds.
What? I am confused what the fucking plan is. So what the fuck is the goddamn plan?
Everything up. We're leaving tonight. We're flying
tonight or now? Like, what do you mean?
Today. We're leaving today, right now.
We're leaving now. Okay.
And yes. And once it starts to get darker, it's gonna find a spot that looks as safe as possible. Okay. Land. We set up camp right there, sleep, and then walk in the rest of the way.
Okay. So you guys have been up. You've had the 4 hours of tattoos. So that's 6 hours that you guys have been up. You've had this whole conversation up here. So that's more time. You're really looking at, you've already been up for 8 hours. So you know you've only got about 2 to 4 hours of daylight because this is Barovia time, where the periods of light are not a typical day. It's really like 10 to 4. So as far as how much light you have, you've only got about 2 hours of fly time. So you're going to be landing in the forest, attempting to find a quote safe, because it's Barovia and everything's relative, safe place in the forest to rest before walking through the forest, which is, I told you guys, from here, once you hit forest, is a day and a half to 2 days. So you're going to cut that down with the flight time. You're going to cut that down. But you're going to basically, depending on dice rolls, probably have a day of walking through the forest before you're at marshland. Like, you guys have the map in front of you, so you guys would be able to see all of this. Like, you have the distances and the scales and whatnot. This is an accurate to the point that you can see forests are actively moving.
If we decide to fly in the morning, like again, so we don't have to walk the whole way, we can do that, especially after we get information from the Ravens, is fine. But getting a head start tonight is still my opinion to be the better idea.
So the only thing that actually helps you is save a day. You are still ending basically at the edge of that border at night.
I feel like Dad's trying to tell us to wait, guys.
No, I'm not trying
Dad's
to tell
trying
you
to
one
tell
thing
us
or
to
another.
wait.
I am wanting to make sure that we are all on the same page of what the current plan is.
I feel like Trix would not want to go now.
I feel like Valgwin would agree with Trix and Siobhan. I feel like we should wait until morning. Although it feels like a waste of time, 60 days is a lot of time.
Yeah, okay. Well, 3 of you were saying no. So
I'm in
I'm
for whatever
listening.
y'all think is best. It's, you guys tell me what to do, and I'll get some supplies ready.
I'm hearing a lot of advice, and I'm not a complete idiot of a leader. So I will listen. We'll just sleep. Everyone just go to fucking bed right now so we can wake up early and get going.
If we're
You
gonna
don't
try,
want to information gather.
I was gonna say we gotta talk to the Ravens.
If you want to fucking stay up and wait and talk to them, that's fine. I would suggest Jinx do that so you can wake up early, Wit, so you can fly and be rested. If Jinx wants to, talk to him. And someone else can stay up with her and talk to. But Wit should definitely get some sleep. You're good for the morning.
Okay.
Also, we need to empty the hole still.
Yeah, I've got that.
That sounds
right.
like a better plan. Fly a little bit in the dark. Can you see in the dark?
Yeah, I can see in the dark.
Okay.
Not like magical dark, but I can see well enough.
Okay. Well, is there anything that you need from us? You have the medicals, you know where to go. You have beds and food here.
Well, since I have a little bit of free time, is there anything that you need from me while I'm here?
Are you not going to rest with the others?
Like mundane stuff I can pump out pretty quickly.
Maybe. Give me a few minutes, Valgwin. And Godfrey leaves.
Out to the training yard well, you know what? I'm gonna go by your smithing area, Val, and put all the the Gundam thing next year. Get over there. I mean, you can all contact me if you need me. Pretty easy now, so that's where I'll be.
Hey, you all got each other's cell phone number.
Yeah.
Call me, beat me if you want to reach me.
I wonder if they know what fantasy paging is. Does it run like a message across the top of that tattoo?
A bit.
Hmm.
Singing that song. Thanks.
Yep. Definitely going to be perseverating on that song. Yep.
Speaking of sleep, there they go.
Mhm.
Hinks does the ring thing when asked that he was returning. Needed to buy time and hide cells. Okay. Easy peasies. Um, Godfrey comes back with a wet revenant who has quite a bit of skin on them.
Gross.
I mean, they're, one of the more fresher,
Gooier.
gooier individuals that have, joined.
Some would say juicy.
Juicy,
Yeah.
even.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I will say there's a
Juicy.
particular smell about this individual, but the smell isn't death like, you guys are probably thinking. It smells like ocean.
Oh, it's just just as bad.
And jeez. All right, so Godfrey comes in with this individual, goes over to Valgwyn and says, "This individual is Corbin. He has had some minor smithing capabilities before his death. He offered to teach."
Aye, that I did. Well, it looks like you're with me for a little bit then. As I say it to Corbin.
In Draconic, he replies, "I bet I'll teach you something you don't know."
The tattoo guy? Why they all the same?
Now, why you gotta say that? We're not all the same.
I apologize. You're right. That was.
I don't say that about your kindness.
That was uncouth.
It was
of me. I
unkind.
apologize. Clever thing, aren't you? I want to put him in my pocket.
Quit getting attached to my NPCs.
I will never not get attached to any of your
So
NPCs.
hard
I
not
Oh
to.
my
will
gosh.
pack bond with anything. I love him. Give me his little eyeball.
Who are we loving?
Igor.
Oh,
Polly.
Polly.
Oh, he's Igor in my brain. Poor Polly.
Polly the tattooist wizard.
He's small enough to
Granny
fit in my
Perla. Oh, my heart. Ugh. Still the best setup. God, I still hate you. Oh, man.
That was great.
So good. So good. So I assume you and Corbin go off.
Make out.
Yeah. Well, you know where we're going.
And over there by your area is where Rothan's just completely letting loose of his hole. Just letting everything out all over the place.
Well, I hope he cleans that shit.
Coming. No, my campaign's starting sometime.
I couldn't resist. Oh, man.
What are the rest of you doing?
Well, I was instructed to go to bed, so I'm going to get some rations and supplies ready to go for the morning, and then I'm going to take a nap.
Nappy time? Rothan does, after emptying your hole, you're going to go train some more were-ravens? I don't know if you said anything. Sometimes your microphone doesn't pick up.
Yeah, I'll go train more for a little while and then go to bed.
I think I go see if Rothan needs help. And if he doesn't, then I just go train by myself, trying to recustom myself to swinging the sword in a 5'4" body.
I mean, your reach isn't the same.
No.
You only have a 10-foot reach in this form, not a 20-foot
20
reach.
foot. So sad, but still.
And it's definitely harder to wield the sword in this size. No, because the sword didn't shrink to accommodate your size. It is still that fucking massive blade. If you recall, even with having a max quote-unquote 20 strength, you have a still -2 to things when you wield it. It is big, it is bulky. That's the trade-off for it hitting like a truck.
Yep.
So it is good to get yourself accustomed to it. You start to realize that there's some extra muscles that you didn't know existed. But hey, you feel them burning now.
Yep. That's how. Yeah, I feel like I would probably go swing the sword around more than anything.
Okay.
In the training yard.
I'm not sure what's going on with Savan. Like something just exploded in their face. Please don't die. I would be sad. Oh, well, that's not good. Stupid light. Tell it to fuck off.
I was literally about to type that. Tell that light to fuck off. Also, maybe we need to send you some cool sunglasses. Then you can just wear sunglasses while you play D&D.
Little clip-ons for their glasses.
Yeah. Oh my god, what if I could find children's like dragon sunglasses to send to you?
God.
Oh my god.
Oh dear. Well, Val, when you get to your forge area, there's a bunch of stone pieces all over the fucking place. What do you show Corbin how to do first?
Well, first I'm going to show him how to make his own set of smith's tools.
That is the correct answer. Very nice. Okay. Well, he's seems to have a grasp of basics, but nothing else.
Cool.
Very, very, very basic.
So, judging from what I've seen, then, I assume as I head out the main gate, the training ground is within, like, visual distance, correct?
When you walk out the main gate where the dragon statue is, well, its ass is facing you, the training yard is to the right. Of course, you got water everywhere still, but it is to the right.
So I could see what weapons the were-ravens are training with, correct?
Yes.
So that would be spears, swords, maces, warhammers. What are we talking here?
There are spears, short swords, daggers, and crossbows being actively used. Those are the 4 main weapons that are being trained on.
Cool. I will teach him how to maintain crossbows, make bolts, spears, and short swords.
Okay. Give me a wisdom ability check. Okay. Yeah. How dumb is Corbin here, Corbin? How dumb are you, Corbin? Not terrible. I mean, I've tended to see worse. Let's see. oh, oh. Okay, Corbin is he's just not picking it up. He's just
We're gonna go back to crossbow maintenance 101, and we're gonna go through this real slow, like.
oh, damn it, you chaos math rocks. Ugh. What a shitty time to roll a fucking natural one.
So second natural one. I think Corbin gets a DM inspiration. You think so, huh? Yeah, sure, why not?
Probably not a good idea. It just means Adam gets one, which means anybody could use it against us. Any of the
I
NPCs.
specifically said Corbin. Calm down there, Mr. Paranoia. Also, I'm supposed to remind you that you need to slow down. Don't drink so much.
Yeah, I've appreciated the several warnings. I've definitely slowed down.
We're gonna use our DM inspiration.
Look at that.
It's not much better.
Corbin!
Poor Corbin.
Look, maybe his brain didn't survive the rest of the. Maybe it's like melted more than the rest of
Turns
him.
out the juiciness is cerebral spinal fluid.
It's brain matter, yeah.
It's the reason he looks so gray.
Wow. It just he couldn't even hit the minimum. Wow. Okay, well, you're gonna be there a little longer than you hope, teaching him crossbow 101. Oh man, I should have put Dallas. Corbin Dallas.
I'd also like to make a comment under my breath of how it's trying to teach Sarastra common.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Poor guy. English and bad English. You speak Barovian and bad Barovian.
I've got all the Corbin Dallas quotes going through my head because of the movie. Thanks. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. Well, I mean, I guess Jinx is going to try to get some information whenever the Ravens return. The kindness returns. Is anybody going to go with her? Siobhan's gonna go with her. Okay.
I just posted that in our cons chat, like at the exact same time.
You guys are brilliant.
We're going to Bede.
Mm-hmm. Hey, that's their bad Barovia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to the person just whispered. I am going to make a dice roll for Jinx instead of talking as four people. Let's see how much information they get. And we'll give
I
them
don't want to be.
advantage.
I don't want to be that guy, but I feel like Devin probably would have gone with Jinx.
Yeah, probably, but I'm still
Actually,
not
that's a-
gonna. I'm
that's a
not
good
gonna play
point.
six people.
No, I know that.
I want to see that, just like I want to see Chris talk to himself as Silas and Gerhardt and Mr. HP Bunny. I want to see you talk to yourself like 6 people.
No.
Come on, Dad. Oh, that's pretty good.
Jeepers, Jinx. Okay. You all will find out what she gets in the wee hours. Rest
Someone better eat
happens.
wake up.
A revenant comes and wakes you all up. The wee hours. Only Wit actually gets their long rest. The rest of you won't complete yours until you're in the ring for a little while. Because most of you stayed up training, doing training, talking to people, teaching a poor schmuck how to, run a line through a bow or a crossbow, the basics of making a tip for a bolt 1,000 times before they finally caught one. Obviously, the term 1,000 is a slightly exaggeration, but you understand the mentality. you're all woken, given a nice cold, like mystery meat and cheese sandwich. Water skins refilled. What do you do?
All right. Anything that can't go in the ring, put in my backpack, or Devin's backpack, because I think they have one as well. Let's get going.
Can we put Devin's backpack in your backpack or something like that, so I'm not carrying 2 backpacks?
If it'll fit with everything else in there, I don't know, because the manacle's my hole, and anyone else's stuff that it can't go in the ring has to go in there.
I think it was only the hole and the bag of holding and the manacles that we got.
Yeah.
Do we really want the manacles that have a sort of anti-magic area to be touching the hole and my bag?
I mean, does
Well,
it have an effect from the outside?
we don't know. My backpack has main pocket and side pocket. Hole can be wrapped up. Side pocket. Manacle's main. Your bag won't fit in there, so I'm assuming you're gonna have to carry her bag separately.
All right, so put that on back. I'll wear Raven it up after that, so that's stuck on me, and then we'll do the other one up front.
Anybody get any
go ahead.
information?
Jinxie picked it up. She can.
Yeah, I did. Apparently, some of the kindness have been out that way, and when it's dark, they've actually made kind of markers on a safe path that you can see above the trees. There's like apparently a kind of reflective surface that is green. And then you just follow it.
A safe path? How far? Through the swamp, or when would we pick it up?
The entire vineyard is the swamp.
So the path through the swamp is what you're talking about. We have markers to get us safely through the swamp, but only if we can see it from the air.
No. So the markers are on the trees that you can follow. So because we can't see very well in the dark, we can see some, and it's kind of a reflective surface, so you know you're going the right way.
Okay, so we can be on foot, which is what we were hoping to do.
No, it's while you're flying. They've made a path while you're flying in the dark that you can see a reflective surface that's kind of greenish, so you know you're going the right way.
Okay.
And they said everything, like the road, everything that wasn't forest, is now swamp. So we're probably going to have to fight swamp monsters.
Well, that sounds like a terrible idea.
Well, I hope you're all prepared for a fight then. I mean, we knew we were going for a fight, but probably a bigger fight.
It might be worth sitting down when we can stop for a little bit and talk through some strategy, because you guys have been up against her before, and it sounds like she's just gotten stronger. So we might need a bit of a strategy here.
Yeah. Let's see how far we can get, and we'll talk strategy when we're out of the ring.
That was going to be my question. How far am I going? Because it's an 8-hour flight there, so I can get us there by nightfall. But we talked about stopping, so I'm not flying in a sitting duck. But now we're hearing that there's pathways marked that you can see from the air.
It would not be nightfall because you guys are leaving before the proverbial sun rises. So you guys would still have daylight when you get there. Not a lot, 2 or 3 hours. You guys, like specifically you went to bed that early. And you guys were woken up when Wit's long rest was basically done, which is why the rest of you are finishing your long rest in the ring. So it's super early, 8-hour flight with the daylight being wonky. Again, you might have 2 to 3 hours of daylight when you land. So it's not going to be dark, is all I'm saying. You're not landing in the dark.
We're not going to see we're not going to see those markers.
You will in the beginning, but not towards the end of your flight.
Okay, player's confused. The markers are not just through the swamp. It is now a path from the castle to the vineyard.
So the ravens have marked on the trees, the tree tops, safe paths across forests.
Okay, so not just
Jinx with her roll was told of the one from here to the vineyard.
Okay.
Of a known safe aerial path. And so that's what you were given was go this way, follow these things that you can see in the dark to have a reflective surface. In the daylight, they are green as opposed to the rest of the Barovian trees, which are brown and dying. So you can still see them in the daylight. Basically, they're road markers. They're little
Gotcha. Okay. I understand.
And it's not necessarily they are a straight path. They are a safe aerial path.
All I need to know, Rothan, although we probably won't be able to communicate once you guys are in the ring, because I know Jinxie can with me, but I don't think it counts as the same plane of existence for these new tattoos. So I just need to know how far you want me to go, where you want me to put us down.
Yeah. I mean, no matter what, we're going to have to land in the swamp, I think. Because otherwise we're going to be traveling on foot for too long, and it'll be dark before we get there, if that. So, as close as you can comfortably get is my suggestion. So whatever you see as a good spot to land that is close to where we need to go.
In the swamp. Just clarified. We're putting us down in the swamp. Cool. All right. Load up. We're burning night time.
Okay. Things just switched, moved. Jinxie's like, poof, ring out, which then Wit, as you do, grab the ring. Everybody else is inside the ring. And the rest of you can finish your long rest in the ring. Assuming Wit follows the path. Are you following the path? You just straight follow the path.
Following the path.
That's boring.
I'm not Jinx.
It's as soon as we're in the ring, I do want to test to see if we can still communicate, because that'd be nice. So I'm going to try to talk to Wit through the tattoo and see if it works.
It does not.
Cool.
Or either that or Wit completely ignores you.
It's that one.
Wouldn't surprise me.
No, separate plane.
All right. Wit, survival roll with advantage, please.
Okie dokie. Wow. Good. I'm gonna do my sorcerer thing.
Before you do so, do you want to use your DM inspiration to reroll?
Oh yeah, let's do that. Do I roll just straight or?
Yep, you roll just straight. We just replace.
I don't do anything straight, sir. What are you talking about?
You're the one who said it. I just agreed with it.
That's better, much better. We're going with that one.
That was more curvy and rounded. It
There you
wasn't
go.
quite so straight anyway, so it's still you.
Exactly.
21. Good number. Good number. Do you still want to burn a sorcerer point?
No, I think 21's probably good, but now I'm scared.
So the number you want to stick with?
Yes,
Okay.
it's 21.
Okay.
I'm sticking with 21.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a d3.
Hold on.
You turn an 8-hour flight into a 5-hour flight.
Nice.
So you gain time with this. As far as a safe place in the swamp to land does not exist that you can see. There's not anywhere solid looking, and the smell is worse than the ocean.
Worse than the last time I was stuck in this bitch's swamp?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. The rate of decay and other. This is like actively bubbling and popping, and like strange mist like substances are coming out of the bubbles when they pop. And it's just. It is so bad. It's so bad that you fly back around, like coming in back into the forest. We're all about 20 minutes before landing there.
Okay. I will report that shit stinky into the ring and ask if everyone's ready to come out and play.
Everybody else can go ahead and hit their long rest button. And if you have any dope shit that you gotta prepare your dope shit. Because that would have happened in the ring. And I assume, Wit, that you hit your long rest before flying, right? So
Yeah, I did I didn't hit my long rest, but I don't think I'd used any resources, but let me do it anyway.
Yeah, just in case, go ahead. It is a new day, so you have things that recharge on a new day. You can go ahead and do so. Savan, you don't have any. Yours are all just regular old long rests or short rests. Most new day are items that have charges.
Let me just eliminate half of my hit dice real quick.
There you go, buddy. Good job. As your armor is hungry. But some badass fucking armor. Worth it.
It is definitely worth it.
Let me tell you, Baby Elf is very pissed off that he doesn't have that anymore.
All he had to do was not turn into mist.
Mm-hmm. So you guys pop out. We did say have a conversation about some strategy here, so what's your strat?
Swamp's terrible, guys. It's horrible. It's like fermenting something awful down there.
Right, so worse swamp than last time.
Worse, terrible swamp.
Alright. Well, I'm assuming we're gonna have to find her hut again. And let me tell you, her hut is a fucking bastard. If you can kill a tree, hopefully you can kill this hut. Because it is a big ass wooden structure that will kick your ass real fast.
Are we focusing fire on the hut, or are we aiming for her?
I think we go for her. We either need to hit her really hard or the hut really hard, because we got to get rid of one of them really fast. If we get rid of her, hopefully the hut will go away. But if we get rid of the hut faster, it'll make her easier. So we focus on one of them.
Seems like it might be wiser to try and get her down, especially if if we manacle her, then she might be easier to kill.
I would agree. The other option would be to potentially try and lure her away from the hut. Don't think it's possible, but it's an idea.
Well, you're saying that she's got a tree. It's like those evil trees in the forest that, like, tries to eat you.
Worse. It's bigger and it has a literal house on it. And
you weren't
it hits
here.
you with said house and roots and hurts really badly.
Hey, but it's a tree, right?
No, think of it more
It's-
like a barn on
Hut.
chicken feet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's similar because of the way it looks, but it's technically like a creature, I think, because it did have like chicken legs.
But it's
A
made
walking
of
hut.
wood, right?
Yeah,
The hut
so
is, yes.
yeah, so fire probably would do some good.
Well, perhaps then we just put wall of fire around it and let it cook itself.
That sounds like fun.
No, we didn't have.
I would
this
also
last
don't
time.
it. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, Val wasn't here, which, you would have been a lot of helpful last time because, several of us might have lived. But that's neither here nor there, so,
Place for you.
yeah. She, I don't know if I saw it or not is the problem. Did Rotha see the finger of death happen?
No, you were on the ground.
Yeah, I didn't think
unconscious
so.
at that
I didn't
time.
think so. I mean, she's a hag, really powerful hag, so expect very powerful magic. If you have any way to prevent that, other than the manacles, obviously.
Both Jinx
Hopefully
and
we
I
get this one
have.
fast.
Do you know how? I know you don't do much with the arcane. Do you have any idea how powerful? Because that lets me know how big of a counterspell to use. Both Jinx and I have the ability, and we can try and negate some of that. But
I can give you some examples.
Mhm.
She created and controls the hut that she lives in. He created this big ass swamp.
Now, that doesn't actually give me much information in terms of spells that she's casted. I understand that she's powerful. I have met her before. But alright, counterspell will be up and ready. I can do that. Jinxie can do that. Val, can you do that?
I know, it's an arcane thing.
Alright, so that's on Jinx and I to handle. Alright.
Devin speaks up, and we may have to retcon this later, but since I'm playing Devin right now, since Vaughn doesn't have to breathe, you said it was very smelly over there. I can put bubbles of air around all of us to be able to breathe. Maybe that will help with things. But doing so will cost me my higher energy abilities to put it on 6 of us.
How long does that last?
An entire day. But
That
I won't be able to make food. I won't be able to bring anybody back. I won't be able to turn us into clouds.
Now, when I was in Stinky Swampland, did I know whether or not that Stinky was damaging to us?
You were too high, and it was making you bird gag. So you can
Okay.
only imagine walking through it is going to make you actual gag.
Okay. Maybe we can wait and see if we're closer
Give
and see if
me
we
a
need
survival
it.
roll. Give me a survival roll.
Wait, me?
Yep.
Doing
With
it
my
again.
with my sensitive nose, can I tell if this shit is terrible for our health and not, as well as sickness?
Ooh, you know what? Give me a perception check, but just straight, because you are 20 minutes by light away. But it is strong enough of an odor that you could smell it from here. So just a regular old perception check. That is a great question.
Damn it.
Hey, and this is my DM inspiration coming in handy.
Woo!
Hey, DM
Hey.
inspiration. Pew, pew, pew.
Hey.
Fuck yeah, it's better.
Yeah, there we go.
16. I will tell you that even 20 minutes away is burning your nose.
Yeah,
You
I
can
would say
you can just imagine that times, arbitrary number here, 1,000,000 whenever you're actually in.
All right.
yeah, I would definitely say it's worth the air
Devin will
bubbles.
also say that this is something that I have to change some of my gizmos and potions to do. Hashtag she has to prepare the spell, which means taking something off.
Okay. Well, it sounds worth it then. And Valguin, do you have the ability to pop one of us up if something bad happens?
I don't have the spell components.
But Devin does.
We have the box.
Yeah, we do have the box. We can get the spell component.
I mean,
But I don't have the material resources to make that happen. Also, I didn't
How-
prepare the spell.
So
So
No.
no is the answer was no then. So it sounds like we don't have a choice, but we don't have a backup. So probably
Devin
important
will say
note.
that she has diamonds. If she uses the slot, the basically it's going to cost her all 3 for 3rd level spell slots to do so, to be able to cast it on 6 people.
Does casting it increase the people? Just maybe.
Yes, that's why it's 6.
Okay.
Because it's a 2nd level spell, but if you cast it at a higher than 2nd level, it increases by the number of people you cast it on by 1 per level additional. She's an artificer, she only has 3rd level spells. So with that, she can cast it on the 6 of you, leaving Savon out, because Savon doesn't have to breathe.
Sounds like we don't have a choice. So if
Or
somebody
you
goes
go
down,
into the stinky swamp without any sort of fresh air.
Perhaps we should risk how bad it is first before we decide to spend all of our resources putting our eggs in one basket.
you didn't smell it. But I'm willing to see the wisdom. I see the wisdom in this plan. We can try that, but I have
I'm
a feeling.
going to ask for myself to have one now because I can already smell it from here and we're a ways away.
Then she's going to be wasting 2 of her spells, Rothan.
One spell
She would
for
have to
me
cast
and
on
one
2
other
people,
person.
right? She would have to cast on 2 people.
It's on
right
2
now.
people.
Yeah, but it's still one spell slot for 2 people.
Yeah, so then she's wasting 1 spell slot, and then she's going to cast it again to catch more of us. Okay?
If we're going to use it, it's going to use the spell slots anyway. It's just 1 spell slot being used now, and then potentially 2 more later. Or
No, it's 2. It's a level. It's 1 level 3.
yeah,
No, it's all.
So you're wasting a level 2 spell of hers, and by doing it
No.
now, and
you just use the level 3 now, get 2 people, and then if everyone wants it, then 2 more, and it's done. If nobody else wants it when we're in there, then it's just 1 spell gone. You see what I'm saying?
No.
Okay, well,
the player is struggling. I'm sure would understand you, but the player is like, what?
So I think the confusion is like Balgwin said, let's get closer and see if it's actually hurting us versus just smelling bad. Whereas Rothan's the only one who really understands that it's gonna be bad.
yep. So I'm basically saying I want it now, and so she can put it on herself and me now. And then when we get closer and you guys find out that it's as bad as I'm saying is, then she can cast it on everyone else.
What is
good.
this? What's the spell, Devin?
Air bubble, probably.
It's air
Yeah,
bubble.
it's probably air bubble.
Mm-hmm.
So to cast at level 3, you can put it on 6 people?
No, 2.
2 people. So
2.
that's the information the player was missing
Yes.
that Whit
So
was confused about.
It's a second level spell for one person. But if
So
she
it's third level
upcasts
for
it,
2. So she
correct.
would need to cast all of those. That's
And
what
if
I was missing because
if
I was
she
thinking
had
that
a-
it was level 3
Yeah.
to cast 6, so you're wasting the spell slot.
No.
Gotcha.
If she had a 4th, she'd be able to cast on 3 people with 4.
Gotcha.
So it goes up one person for every additional spell slot level higher than level 2.
This is why I'm saying it's not wasting anything, because I'm going to want a period, and so she can just cast at third level, put it on herself.
Yeah,
and me,
now I
yeah.
understand. Yeah. It was the number that was throwing me off. That was meaning that I was confused. If any of us die, make sure the body gets back to Argynvost. She's gonna do something nasty with it. You know she is.
Yeah,
We don't have the ability to correct the situation, apparently.
Yeah, I'm not making the same mistake. I'm not letting anybody's be taken ever again.
What's the plan about the bag?
What
do you
Trix?
mean plan about the bag? I don't understand.
The manacles in the bag.
Right. I'm fairly certain you're a little bit faster, Trix. But, oh, man, this is so terrible. I hate this so much. Can you carry the manacles and still wield your sword, is my question.
Ooh. God, can I do both? I pulled up my sheet. I can't see him.
You should definitely get bigger either way, because I think we're going to be slogging through mud.
I should be able to.
I'm thinking that you take the manacles and hopefully if you can, get close enough to where you can attempt to hold her down and start putting them on, and I'll catch up when I can. And Siobhan will be right there with you, I'm sure. And the 3 of us can hold her down and put the fucking manacles on.
Okay. Did somebody say something about me going back to big?
I did. It gives you more reach.
It does, but do we want to wait till we're closer so she doesn't see us coming from?
From what you said last time, I think she already knows we're here. But
as soon as we're in her swamp, she's gonna know, I think.
Are we attempting a conversation at all? Is there any information we're going to try and get from her, or are we just trying to take her down?
I don't think there's any conversation that's worth having, but if you want to try, you could. I will say, she knows us. She knows all of us, and most of us. Well, I guess Val technically doesn't know Val, but most of us she knows, and she knows that we attempted and succeeded in killing her one time. Gonna be pretty pissed.
Well, I don't feel any need for conversation with this woman. I just didn't know if we were going to attempt, if we needed any information from her. If the land's changed so much, well, hopefully Jinxie and I'll be able to find those sunstones, but we don't know where they might have been. But either way, I'd prefer the element of surprise either way, or if not surprise, just aggression. So, but just checking to make sure.
16 foot tall now or later?
I would say now it'd be good for you to try to get to your bigger size now than attempt it later and fail.
You're in the 4th right now. Probably not right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Small pitch. Hit it at the small pitch. All right, this is gonna be horrible.
Yeah, I'll try
We
once
ready?
we get to the edge. All right. Just so I'm clear from, I have you give me the manacle bag. You're muted.
Backpack with the manacles. I'm taking the hole out. Yeah, and I'll stick that in my pocket just so I have the hole.
Okay.
What if we manacle her, shove her in the hole, close up the hole, and let her suffocate? Does she need air?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
It's a good question, but in my opinion, if she lives in that place, probably not.
Good observation. That's
funny.
true. Probably should be putting the manacles in the hole, whether or not they're in use or not. You're right, Siobhan.
Trying to figure out Devin's last prepared spell.
Fighting a hag, though, because I don't have a lot of experience other than fighting this specific one.
I'm sorry, your question was cut off. You said fighting a hag? What?
Yeah, does anyone have experience fighting a hag? Because the only one I've fought has been this one. So if you have experience, it might be useful knowledge to know what you encountered with your fight.
Would the Were Ravens have gathered any hag information? Because that Wit or Jinx would know?
No. You guys purposefully stayed away from these things because they find Raven delicious.
Yeah, so what
That's
I know
why you
about
guys were kind of
hags...
caught into, cages. Unfortunately.
So what I know about hags, Rothund, is don't go near them. That's really the only advice that I got, and we're violating it, so... Yeah, and Rothund, you have fought hags before.
Right, way back at the fucking windmill, and it went terrible. So both experiences bad. It's great. It's fantastic.
You know what they say,
Hags are
third
terrible.
time's the charm.
Technically, we succeeded on the second time, but it was very close call. So, hopefully we just keep improving.
I mean, Rothund,
Understanding.
you have gone up against hags multiple times and survived. You got to be an expert.
Look,
Well,
she's some evil old crony bitch. We just beat her to death, shove her in the manacles, and then poof, she's dead. We take our shit and leave. Go full tilt. Let's kill this bitch.
Yep. You're not wrong. That's usually my plan. I just, I've been trying to get a little more tactical ahead of time. Doesn't seem to be working, though.
I'll put wall of fire up around her evil tree, and hopefully it bakes it, and then we'll beat her to death. Problem solved.
I think that wall of fire is a great idea, and I think it's dangerous to go without some sort of plan up against a hag. I think we hit a nice happy median. Let's go suffer. I already want to go home.
Okay. So you all begin making the trek through the woods to grandmother's tree. You go.
Yeah, fuck this bitch.
Okay.
I'm so ready for payback.
You guys, well, let's see. First of all, I need to burn a spell.
River through the woods and into the swamp we go.
At third level. Over Rothund and I guess Devon for now. Unless somebody else wants it immediately. No?
Nah.
Great. So it's going to be over Devon. It's fine. After about 12-ish minutes of walking through the forest to the swamp, everybody else who needs to breathe and doesn't have an air bubble, your nose is running and your eyes are actively watering.
All right, rock and roll.
Does this mean you guys want the bubble too?
It's not actively hurting us, right? Like we're not making con saves at this point, but we're not there yet.
You're not even there yet. You flew 20 minutes, so walking is immediately 2 or 3 times longer. So you're really like an hour-ish away. You've been walking only for about 15 minutes. And your eyes are watering, your nose is just snot draining out.
I can't fight like this.
I'll power through.
Okay.
I'll get Jinxie to go with Trix, and then I will see how long I can make it. But I probably will end up caving before Valgwyn, but if it's not actively hurting me, I'll try and hold out.
Sure, that's fine. Consuming another third level spell slot to get Trix and Jinx. Both of you can immediately wipe your eyes and snot away and then can breathe again. Continuing the trek, half hour in, still about the same symptoms. 45 minutes in, still about the same symptoms. You get to about that 50 minutes, though, and you splash onto water. Dry land is basically gone. Swamp water is filling this area. The trees are, still in it. You're just at the cusp, if you will. You're maybe about 5 to 10 minutes of walking before you're actually in the swamp itself. And Wits and Valgwyn, I need both of you to make Constitution saving throws.
So this
Question.
would be when.
What's
Is
that?
this against a poison effect?
It is not.
So Wit will then, having this feeling, will ask Devin then for the.
Okay.
Well, because he didn't do so great on that. Let's do.
I don't even see your roll. I only see Valgwyn's roll.
Oh, why didn't it go through? Hello?
Is your chat thing set to public or no? There's you.
There it is. I didn't click the second button. I'm fine.
Okay.
I got it. I figured it out.
Both of you succeed, so you still have the tears actively coming down, the snot actively coming down. You succeed the additional effects, but it is getting harder to breathe, and your vision is now at disadvantage.
No, at this point, if I, like I said, he'd go until he was getting hurt, so he'll ask Devin.
Okay. Devin's going to look to you, Valgwyn.
I'll give the look of fine, I guess, if you're gonna do it.
It's fine, Valgwyn. You're still tougher than me. I caved
So-
first.
I'll let you players decide. Her last third level or burn 2 second levels.
I
If she
kind of feel
keeps
like
her third level, she still has Revivify prepared.
I was going to say, I
That
think
is
she'd
the
keep
only
that.
caveat.
Keep that.
I think she'd keep that knowing Valgwyn can't load it.
Okay. And that's what we're going to do. I'm going to burn 2 second level spells. So above table, just so we're all aware, she's got all 4 of her first levels, 1 second, and 1 third. But as soon as air bubble is cast, she you guys are good. I will say, Savon, you can't talk. As soon as you try to talk, you are gonna have to take a breath. You still have the breath in the lungs. You don't have to breathe. You still need lungs to make the vocals do the thing. So just keep that in mind. Yep, you're good. Cat 2 is still a whisper. It's not telepathic communication.
Oh, it's verbal.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's the message spell.
It's message spell.
It's message, okay.
It's just a whisper. Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to end a bit early. I do not want to start combat and us only have like, I don't know, 2/4 of a round. You know what I mean?
And
Well, that's going on. Just because we're getting to the swampy part here, I will ritually cast.
Don't you fucking water walk, you piece of shit.
yes, yes.
Yep. And once we
He
clear the
even asked me at some point. He's like, "Did you keep water walk?" And I responded with, "You bet your sweet ass I did. It's a freaking swamp."
Yeah, so I changed a couple of Devon spells because of that. Because I figured they had this situation before where they both had it, so they would have communicated.
We're working on that as a party. Healthy communication.
I don't know if Devon would have communicated, but I'm saying that she would have. Fuck off,
Nah,
Devon, if you would have.
Yeah, we're still working on the communication part.
We're doing it, guys. I believe in us. Let's go kill a bitch. Oh, I want some payback. Player, not Wit. Wit doesn't like her either, but Player wants fucking payback.
Don't worry, I got Figure of Death ready to go for you.
Yeah,
Damn.
go up head to head by yourself again, and maybe you won't die.
Look, I can't now. Now I'm a caster. I got to stay all the way back. So that's up to you, baby.
Yeah.
I hope you guys are ready for Baba Lasagna version 2.
Oh.
No one.
I am,
is
because
ready
if
for
I
Bob.
don't do Wall of Fire, I have something else that's really going to put the screws to you.
I mean,
You
it's
know-
been a while. She probably could use a good screw on.
No,
maybe
to
she
you
should
as
use
the
that.
GM.
She should
Obviously,
use the
it's
finger of death on her.
Aura of Purity.